Hey guys, John Cannon for JJ Entertainment. Like I said earlier, another video I just did today. We're doing this video. I'm going to try to put them out every Thursday where we just give tips. They could be, music related tips, marketing tips, website tips, computer tips, but all around the whole DJ and entertainment world. So what I want to talk about now is a tip for your MacBooks, for your gigging computers, and you can even use this on your Macs at home. But this is specifically for MacBooks where you're using them out, and you can relate certain parts of this to a PC too. But since I am 100% Mac guy, this video is going to be about Macs. So one of the things I have on every one of our MacBooks is a program called SMC Fan Control. Now what this does is it allows you to increase your fan's RPMs. It will not let you make it any lower than what the factory has it set. So you can't mess anything up. If anything, you're going to turn the fan up higher and it's going to cool your machine off. It's really nice because when you install it, it sets up top at the toolbar, right by the clock and your Wi-Fi and everything else up in this general area. And you can have a bunch of preset settings. So you can have a full blast RPM, higher RPM, and then normal, which could be your OEM settings. And so if you're at a gig and you're doing video mixing, I know my laptop gets hot when I'm doing video mixing. And it's a brand new MacBook, and it is beefed out with everything possible. And it gets warm. So what I'll do is I'll turn the fans up to medium RPM or whatever I have it set to. And if it starts getting really hot, if I'm doing like an outdoor event and it's outside, it's humid, hot, I'll turn the fan on full blast, just sit there and so it keeps cycling air through, and it's not going to get too hot. It's not going to overheat or anything, but I like to have my laptops run at peak performance as much as I can. So SMC Fan Control, definitely nice to have installed. Especially even if you're sitting, I know if I'm sitting on a couch with my laptop, it always gets hot because it's the way you have it set. Sometimes you got a pillow on your lap, or you're rocking out some sweatpants and it's covering the back vent. It's nice to be able to when you feel that thing getting warm, kick the fans up full throttle and cool that sucker off for you. Now to go on, this is stuff, the next part is, monthly maintenance we do on all of our machines. Some of the stuff we do more frequently than a month, but at the minimum we do this monthly. Disk check. Disk check is really nice because what it does is it'll go in and repair any issues that has on the hard drive. If it cannot repair, it'll tell you that there's an issue. And then it'll also fix any type of disk permissions. So, especially with permissions, I notice a big jump if, let's say, I've let it go longer than a month. I'll notice a big jump in performance. So what you do, it's really easy. Go to Applications, Utilities, and then inside Utilities you have an icon called Disk Utility. And inside here, it'll show you, and we do this for our externals too. It'll show you all your externals that you have connected, and it'll also show you your main hard drive. So in here, one thing you want to look at is you want to see this right down here. It says Smart Status. You want that to be verified. It's something that Apple has to where it checks the hard drives and it kind of gives you a heads up if the drive is starting to fail. So we always make sure that is definitely verified. If not, verified will be in red and it will say failing or unable to check status or something. You'll know. So what we'll do from here is we'll do a repair disk. I usually don't do a verified disk because I just rather go straight into the repair and it'll fix anything the first time. And then if you click Macintosh HD, you can go in here and actually repair any type of disk permissions that have got messed up from installs or moving files around. To do this the best way is to boot up in recovery mode. So turn your laptop or desktop off. As soon as you power it on, hold down the Command and the R key until you get to that grayed out screen with the Apple icon where it's loading up the OS. And just hold on to it there, and then eventually it'll take you into the recovery part, or the recovery portion of the computer, which is all built into the actual board. So it's not using the hard drive, so you're able to really do a real nice clean disk repair to where nothing's been open and it's going through and it's taking care of any issues. It takes about, I would want to say, depending on your hard drive, I know for a 2 terabyte drive, it usually takes about 10 minutes or less. If it has a bunch of issues, it'll take obviously longer, but I'll go through and I'll do that, like I said, monthly. And then I'll go through and I'll make sure I'll do it to our external hard drives as well. So that's the first thing. The second thing is updates. I am always wanting to make sure my software is up to date, especially with anything with OS X related updates. I do make sure, however, for certain large updates to the OS, I'll hop on Serato forums just to make sure there's no known issues, and I always will update my OS on my desktop before I put it onto one of my gaming laptops. The next thing, which I need to do really bad, is the desktop. The more stuff you have on the desktop, it actually does start to eat up some of your RAM. So it's nice to get rid of all this junk if you don't need it. Like I have a ton of screenshots and stuff like that from checks or events and whatever it may be. But I don't need half this stuff. I just take them and forget to erase them. So it's definitely good to go through and delete all the junk you definitely don't need. And then the last thing would be backups. Macs have Time Machine, which is a really simple piece of software that will save your ass if your computer crashes. And Time Machine's really easy to set up. It's this little icon up here in the top. If you don't have that icon, you can go to your applications, and I believe there is a Time Machine in the utilities, or is it in the it's in settings, I bet. So if you go to applications and settings, there's a Time Machine somewhere. Where's it at? There it is, Time Machine. And this window right here is the same window if you went up here and clicked Open Time Machine Preferences. So in here, we have one hard drive that's dedicated specifically for my desktop, but we also have one of the time capsules you can get from the Apple Store, which has 2 or 3 terabyte hard drive built in, as well as a router. And it's Time Machine and the Apple routers are phenomenal. I'm a huge fan. I used to be a big Linksys guy. I love the Mac stuff, but again, I'm a Mac junkie when it comes to it. But the backups are nice because what it just does everything in the background. It'll back stuff up, hourly backups, it'll back up daily backups, weekly backups, and then anytime the disk starts becoming full, it'll just start erasing off the oldest backup. But it's really nice because if you have an issue, and let's say you've installed something, like let's say we did an update that didn't work with Serato, wasn't ready for it, I can go back in time, hence the name Time Machine, and go back to that latest that backup. Let's see. Let me enter Time Machine too. I'll show you. Also, I have a couple folders on here. Like I don't want Time Machine to back up my external hard drives because I already backed that up another way. If I actually enter Time Machine, this is what's cool. And let's see if it does it. I bet you this is trying to take it. Yep, here we go. Perfect. So you can see on here all the dates that this thing has been backed up. I literally can go back to November 22nd, and it'll take me all the way back to that date, and I can browse my computer as it was November 22nd. I can see everything what was on my desktop. I can see what I had in my Dropbox. I can see what I had for pictures. I can literally see everything that was physically on that computer that date. So prime example would be, let's say I had a brochure that I was working on. This happened not too long ago. And I opened that brochure up to edit all the new pricing we're moving to. And then I meant to, do a save as, not save it. Well, I saved over top of it, and I closed and didn't realize it till a week later. So I was able to go back and retrieve that old file. So it's times like that, it comes in handy. But like, again, if your computer crashed on you, it'll save your ass. It's amazing, especially if you buy a new computer too. If you have the latest Time Machine backup, I just bought a new MacBook over the Christmas break. I literally just plugged in the external that I use for my Time Machine backup, plugged it into the new MacBook. As I was going through the initial first boot up prompts, it says, "Do you want to restore from a Time Machine backup?" Yes. Boom. Pick the date. Laptop was up and running. I mean, everything as far as all the files that I shouldn't have on my desktop to the background I had on my computer, all that stuff was brought over. So it works out real well. Those are the 4 tips. Again, the disk utilities, run the permissions in the repair disk. Make sure you stay up to date with as much as you can on the App Store. Flash updates as well. Clear off your desktop, which I will take care of after this video. And make sure you guys have a backup. So those are my tips. Make sure you guys check out again also the SMC fan control. You can just do a Google search for SMC fan control Mac, and it'll take you to this MacUpdate.com website that has it. It's free. You can make donations if you like the product, but it works out well. You guys have any questions, please by all means leave your comments below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And practice, enjoy, and good luck to 2013.